Hey y'all, hey, happy Friday and happy Cinco de Mayo Day for everybody who's celebrating. I have a little bit of tequila in my cup today. Mm, should be a very delightful show. Okay, friend, what are you drinking today?
Oh, nothing, friend.
Oh, yeah,
Just,
you drinking something. Don't lie
just,
to the people.
just air and beautiful water with some lemon and cucumber and stuff in it.
So we gonna lie today because it ain't Sunday. That what we
It's not
doing?
Sunday. I don't have to tell the truth today. Today will be full of fictitious shit.
Okay then. Well,
Yes.
just so y'all know, I saw what she was drinking before we got on camera. Okay, I saw it. She has her water and cucumber. Yeah, what's that thing I'm a jiggy?
Some ghetto hood shit that you get from the gas station.
Oh wow.
You know what? I didn't know
What?
people be eating gas station chicken.
Hmm?
They said they got a chicken place in the gas station, like
Well,
crispy chicken. People be eating that shit.
I've seen that before. I've never tried that, but here in Houston, Texas, honey, right off of Richmond and the Beltway, there's I believe, a Chevron. It's either a Chevron or an Exxon. They got a French's in their gas station. So yeah, I
Okay,
have been there. Yeah.
you know what now? But ain't nothing better than the original Frenchies that they tore down. Why did they do that?
They bought that property over there, girl.
I
But
was so
listen,
sad.
I was very sad. That was my spot. Listen.
Man, say
On our way back to the dormitory after a good, funky good time of partying, we would stop by
yeah.
their Frenchies and head on into the dorms.
You
But they
know what?
have,
We be putting them on all the secret eats in the city.
yeah. Well, if they in Houston, they gotta know. But if you're not from Houston and you come here, French's Chicken is a place you do want to go before you leave. Okay, preferably the ones on Scott, because now they replaced the original one, and they have two. They have one that's like a big one on one end of Scott, and then they have another one on the other end of Scott. So Frenchies ain't missing no money, but the one in the gas station off Richmond in the Beltway ain't pretty. They ain't bad. Ain't bad.
I don't know about that. I'll tell you what though. Do you eat cream burger? You ever been to cream burger?
Never heard of that.
Right there by your school. How you never ate there?
Cream burger? Oh, is
Hell
it in
yeah,
that
it's
little? Is it in a little shack kind of little thingy? And they real small. They like old school burger. I know what you talking about.
they ain't small, them big burgers.
I know what you talking about, but the biggest burger is Sparkle Burger. Have you been to Sparkle Burger?
Oh, sparkle ain't better than cream burger, man.
You don't think so?
I don't even eat meat no more, but cream burger will always remain supreme.
Have you had Sparkle Burger?
I didn't have a sparkle burger.
Okay. Okay. All right. I haven't had either in a very long time, so I don't know. But y'all come on in. Welcome. Come on in the room. We have a nice show, a nice slew of topics ready to discuss with you all today. Come on in. Hey, Pablo Escobar, what's up? OG Eric in St. Louis, how are you? Hey, Ashy54, what's up? Behind the Lens TV. Coda Kid, Shogun 76, Dre Finest, Ray Patterson, how are you? What's up, Dion Williams? How you doing? Kizzy, how are you? Andre Styles, Southpaw Boxing 77, Bionic Prince, how are you today? 704 Joe, T9's Boxing Class, Drumming for Life, Big Red Keisha Sellers, how you doing, girl? Knockout Kings, how are you? What's up, Coach Amber? Oak Cliff Sensei, Ronya, Smoke 'em. Hey, Harvey, how you doing? Who else do we have? Big Ray, Facts Fiction Friday. Hey, all of the Facebook friends that are joining us tonight, how y'all doing? Share the video. Share the video. Please share the video. If you're on Facebook, share the video. Let's see. Who else do we have? Hey, Shaquelle, how you doing? Larry Smooth 410. Coach Amber with our first super chat of the night. She says 4 years today, no stab nation. Happy anniversary to Coach Amber and Pammy. How y'all doing? Andre Styles. Teach, how are you? No Filter Tony, John Nori, how you doing? Yeah, Frenchies is Houston's Rubies. Yes, it is. Phenomenal Charleston Brown. I know you lying. I know you lying. It just better be the phenomenal Mexican. I know you lying. It's Canelo fight week, so Charleston Brown is here. Woo we gonna get into it. Jason Pennywell, how you doing? Let's see. Who else we got? Hey, Joe Townsend, how you doing? 619 Cali Factor. Nakia Anthony. Hey, Rick Timms, how you doing? CW, Bo Deezy, Sam Seals. Y'all come on in the room. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in the room. So look, it's Cinco de Mayo, and we have come to know for the past couple of 5 years, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th weekend, September 15th weekend is synonymous with the alleged face of boxing. We have a
ain't no alleged.
We have a kerfuffle going on.
Canelo got gas station. Canelo got tequila. Canelo be in celebrity golf tournaments, celebrity everything, because he is the face of boxing. We'll get to that.
Go ahead. What Tank be doing? What he do?
Nothing. We'll get to it. We have to come to it. So I can't. I'll say what I wanted to say in a few minutes when we have to address that.
Okay. Well, Canelo's very quiet fight is this weekend. It's been very quiet. There's been virtually no, razzle dazzle about the buildup of this fight, but it's here. Okay. These have been his fight dates for the last couple of years. And so he's fighting in his beloved Mexico tomorrow night. All right. And we had a weigh-in that we watched today. I'm going to get these super chats and we're going to talk about it. Mike Jones, he said to start with, don't nobody care about it. Canelo gas station, BOXIANA, unless he's fighting Benavidez there.
I feel like it's going to be a long night tonight because we got to discuss some things. So y'all might want to just sit back, chill.
Okay. And the phenomenal Charleston Brown, a.k.a. Phenomenal Mexican, came back and said, say, homie, I thought the zone had no pay-per-view. What had happened? What happened? Okay, so we'll get right off into it. Okay. So Canelo was back. Okay.
Canelo.
Canelo. Old Cinnamon was back. Okay. And he was back looking like the Canelo of old. Okay. He came clean shaven. He came back in his pajamas. This time he had on tight white. Okay. All right. Canelo. So, he looked good on the scale. John Ryder came in with his Caesar haircut. He was looking like Julius Caesar with his bang pressed down on his forehead and whatnot. His beard looked real Italian and whatnot. But okay, so he looked great on the scale too. They both made weight, no problem. Not a lot of build up to this fight. Canelo has said that if he loses this fight, he's done. So I don't expect him to lose tomorrow. Not to John.
Does he not?
Yeah, not to John Ryder. If that happens, I'll be totally shocked. And when we're totally shocked and surprised, we do immediate fight reactions. So if that happens, y'all can see us tomorrow night right after.
You don't have to worry about that, though.
Yeah, I don't foresee that happening. How'd you feel about the weigh-in, friend? How'd you feel about his being back in pajamas?
I was very much so pleased. I was very much so pleased. I was very happy. I love Canelo to death. He looked awesome. Babyface Canelo is back. The problem. So I'm hoping that he knocks John Ryder out tomorrow. I need to see something big. Or I hate to have to come in here on a Sunday and have to be honest. Tonight, gonna lie. Fridays, expect me to lie. But on Sunday, He's full blown, baby. I gotta tell the truth. So he better get in there and knock his ass out or make this shit look really impressive, beat the hell out of him. Or Sunday, I'm gonna be in here with my shades on, really tight lipped. I may or may not have much to say, but he looked great. I was happy to see him back. The shebang, it was very nice out. Like he had on his Jordans. I felt like it was giving Black Force, Air Force energy, but with Jordans. You know, some folks just don't. I don't know why he thought to wear those, but he a good man, Savannah. So I'm gonna stand beside him. Your choice of outfit is great with me, but I didn't like it. I was like, those are not my favorite pair of Jordans anyway. Like you got to get me with something different. Those are not my favorite stuff.
Do you give Ryder any kind of chance in this fight?
I mean, he got a puncher's chance just like everybody else do.
Okay. Well, 704 Joe. Wait a minute, not 704 Joe. Big Ray. He had an interesting comment. He says, "Don't Canelo gang his thing got COVID?"
You want to watch this show? I hope you want to watch this show. I hope you do. I don't want to have to kick you out and not invite you back here anymore and make it so you can't come back here anymore. I'm not finna argue back and forth with y'all because I'm finna run down through there in about maybe 17 minutes. So it's fine. Go ahead. Let's get all the Canelo jokes out of the way. Because don't y'all know my jokes are coming?
Y'all gotta know they coming. Y'all gotta know they coming this week. And rightfully so. Going to our super chats. Andre Styles, thank you. He says Canelo lost versus Bivol last Cinco de Mayo. And in the process lost me some money. And lost being the face of boxing in the process.
Ahoy, Andre. Ahoy. Make this your last show too. Since you want to act like phenomenal Mexican. I'm going to start kicking y'all out. I don't care if y'all been here since the first minus show. This is going to be your last show.
Phenomenal Charleston Brown, a.k.a. Phenomenal Mexican, came back and said, "Are they testing for Cambluterol?"
All right. You're not even going to make it through the rest of the show. Get out right now. Get out right now. He a good man, Savannah. He a good man, Savannah.
Savannah won't be good.
It's Cinco de Mayo. Y'all can't face me tonight. Y'all can't face me tonight.
Coach Amber says BOXIANA rides for style the way I rock with Virgil, and I respect it.
He a good man, Savannah.
He a good man. Sorry. Well, listen. Anything other than a knockout before round 12 is unacceptable for me at this point. When you the face of boxing, when you still John, I don't think highly of John Ryder. So I just feel like if he don't knock him out in 7 rounds or less, then we still got to debate who the face of boxing is at this point, because that's when Tank got Ryan up out of there. So 7 rounds or less.
Okay, wait a minute. Like I said, until we get to now, we got to get to it. I feel like I'm rushing the scene this evening because all this all runs together. The face of boxing and going through some shit. I'm just saying.
Well, we've given our predictions. I got Canelo in 7 or less. What's your prediction for the fight so we can get to the good stuff?
I'm gonna say Canelo in about 9 or 10. He's gonna box him. He got to give people a show. They came out to see him, so I don't think he's gonna get in there and get him out real quick. I think he's gonna turn it into a thing. So
give people their money's worth.
9, yeah, give people their money worth. Might as well. I'm gonna say 9 or 10.
Okay. Well, TZ Frank said his Jordans was fake and the symbol was moonwalking.
Okay, I didn't want to say nothing. Hey, listen, you know how people keep their money? They buy cheap shit.
I didn't even see them, friend. They look like fake Jordans.
It was the symbol on his jacket. It was like 2 booty Jordans put together.
Oh Oh,
The back ass of the Jordan, you know how the back ass, it was two booty Jordans put together.
really?
Hmm.
Oh,
I was like, wow, I don't know who did this. But if you're gonna go cheap, just make sure you ain't got no symbol on your stuff.
right. Just don't have nothing on it. Don't try to fool the people. Oh, Canelo. The phenomenal Charleston Brown comes back and he said, I ain't paying to watch an Irish versus a British bro. Well, moving right along. We won't spend much time on Canelo and Ryder because there hasn't been a lot of buzz about the fight. Hopefully, it's a good
I
one.
just feel like y'all are really trying to slander Canelo, and I'm trying to figure out where this is going.
Mike Jones said he got on them big T Bazaar Jordans.
Listen, he bought them from home, apparently. Wherever he went, they were selling booty Jordans and he bought them. They don't have nothing to do with the face of boxing. Because the face of boxing can move around. He ain't got to ask nowhere to, hey, can I go here? Nobody's monitoring his shit. Let's please relax, calm down. We're rushing him. We're rushing him. We want him to be already. He is not. All right, you know what? Ahoy. Get out. Leave. Y'all pissed off tonight. This Canelo's goddamn weekend.
Sorry, that was good.
It's okay. Everybody's time is coming. I got something to say about all y'all favorite boxers tonight. So let's let it rip.
Let's get to it.
Let it rip.
Let's get to it. Because there was a lot of boxing news that ran across, my eyes and my ears this week. And the first thing that shocked the hell out of me, my friend sent me a clip that there was an arrest this week in Los Angeles early. And one of the chat's favorites was arrested in Los Angeles for felony gun possession and marijuana. Well, now marijuana is legal in California, so I don't know what that will carry for him, but I do know that the gun laws are a little bit stricter in Los Angeles, California than they are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So I don't know if he just kind of forgot where he was going. I don't know the details. But Mr. Wilder, heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder, was arrested this week, ma'am. What did you think about that when you saw that? Because I had thoughts about it. I'm gonna tell y'all what I thought about it, but I want to know how you felt about it when you saw
it. It's not Sunday, but I'm gonna be honest. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Then I was like, whoa, shit, that's really crazy. But then I got to thinking, I'd rather be safe than motherfucking sorry, because you little ghetto gangster babies be trying to run down on people. And me, I'm the type of person, I'm going to put that lid on you. So with that being said, I cannot judge the man because these young folks are trying to run down on people in the public. And I have some, in my closing words, I'm going to address some things, but these young folks is going to run down on the right one. And running up on him that night, you either could have got knocked out or you could have got shot. Whatever he chose, it was in his hands. So I'm not mad about it. I was initially because I'm messy and y'all, I like to come here and give y'all a hard time. But I'm going to be honest. I'm not getting nobody the opportunity to run down on me. The sticks stay very close by. So with that being said, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm not mad about it. Now, the weed, you shouldn't have been riding around with that shit. Not to mention, we can't talk about what y'all do in y'all's personal spare time because that's on you. But if you smoke weed, your ass shouldn't have been riding around on it because of your profile. When me and my friend get to a certain place, I don't know this shit no more. And with me not knowing this shit no more, I can't ride around how I would ride around me right now in my normal life. I'm gonna have to ride differently because I'm at a higher stature now. I can't be fucking with this little shit no more. Like, it's big gangster time. So with that being said, it's time to move like big gangster. You gotta clear some of that shit up. Don't be riding around with your bag. Leave that shit in your hotel or wherever you gonna be. Smoke it before you go. Roll you some blunts before you leave the house. But riding around with the weed just out in the open, in the bag, that's a little insane to me for your grownness. You're a little too grown. Me and my friend have opposite opinion about marijuana usage, but what you do in your spare time is what you do in your spare time. You just too grown to be riding around with it like that. Roll you some blunts because it's legal there. You can smoke there. I don't understand why you riding around with your bag. That's
riding around and getting
crazy.
Phenomenal Mexican Charleston Brown. Phenomenal Charleston Brown said it's Canelo weekend. No wonder it's so quiet. He keep jabbing at you.
I love the Canelo slander. It's cracking me up. I really think y'all funny.
He keep jabbing at you. And then TD Harden, hey TD Harden, how you doing? He says, I keep seeing visions of Bivol. LOL. TD.
I'm gonna have water because I'm gonna sober up before the end of this show. TD. I'm finna give y'all ass the business. Just give me like 5 minutes and I'm fixing to get dead in y'all shit.
Wow. Coach Amber says, PB mad everywhere you go, but that in Texas. Well, Andre Styles, that's how I feel about it. Being an adult, do edibles. That's why I am with it at this point. Hey, Mama, I see you up in here. So look, my sentiments on the whole thing. So, how old is Deontay Wilder? Over 35. Got several children. Got a whole fiance. Been married before. Grown, right? Been having long money for a nice while now. I say this for him and everybody else that has a little bit of change. Wherever you going, that you feel like you need to ride around with a gun on you, your ass probably don't need to be going. And if you going with the kind of money you got, go ahead on and hire security. Go ahead on and do that. I know folks that got a fourth of his money that hire security when they around town in a place that they're not familiar with. So as a grown-up, as an adult, I don't know where he was going, and I don't know why he thought he may have needed his piece. But at this juncture in the game, wherever you were going at that late stage in the night, early in the morning or whatnot, big dog, just get you some security. Okay? Just get you some security. All right? Let them handle that. They got people for that. You know, they got people for everything. You need somebody to be your weed roller. You can probably go on one of these websites and hire somebody to roll your weed. I know Snoop got a weed roller. Okay, so at this point in the game, just for you and your brand, because you are a brand at this point, big dog, just hire you some security. You know, you ain't got to drive the Bentley. Hire you a driver. Okay, hire you some security. Okay, again, weed is legal in Los Angeles, so I don't even know if that's gonna be a thing. Them gun charges are real in Los Angeles. You're not in Tuscaloosa. You're not in Texas. And all of y'all in the comments talking about what's good in Texas. Well, he wasn't good. He wasn't in Texas. What's good in Atlanta? What's good in the South? It's not the same laws in Los Angeles. You need to know that. Same way he knew when he was on foreign land and, not to cut up and act no fool with Tyson Fury. Yeah, be aware of where you are, is all I'm saying. I love Deontay Wilder. I hate this. His PR team has done great, though, because this didn't blow up Shway. This wasn't all over the news. They could have made a huge deal about this, but they haven't. So kudos to his PR team and his people, because it's not been as big of a deal as it could have been. But I would just encourage folks who got money, who got it like that, to go head on and put that money to good use. Hire you a security team, especially when you're out of town in an unfamiliar place where the rules and the laws are different from where you reside. Okay? It's on you as a grown-up to know that. All right? And I understand, you would rather be judged by 12 than be careful. I said, I get all of that old cute shit. I get all of that. Sounds great. I get that. But you could have easily just hired security. But folks do it all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, let's be adults here. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Okay, I'm gonna read these super chats. Let's see, because we got another something to talk about concerning the law. Go Nostra says, seemed to me the whole narrative of the face of boxing changed when Ryan got big. The face of boxing don't count for black fighters. Interesting.
This Canelo fight week, the face of boxing, until that man, it doesn't matter. What I'm here to say is Canelo is the face of boxing until further notice. Until they take his face, stop inviting him to all the shit, putting him in movies, commercials, Super Bowl appearances. When he stopped doing all that, when they put him in those positions, he's representing boxing. People know Canelo Alvarez as a fighter. Those wins and all, y'all don't, face of boxing ain't just, I went and sold 1.2 million on my first big fight. We gotta relax.
Yeah,
we gotta relax.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
I'm just saying, we pushing it, and it's cool. I know we like to push it, but we're pushing it a little too fast. Until they stop using Canelo's face as the representative for boxing, this conversation is invalid. That one pay-per-view sell shit, that shit don't matter. Yeah, the kids know him, but the public is still using Canelo Alvarez as the face of shit. Just FYI, Super Bowl was just a couple months ago. They had a whole goddamn commercial for Canelo Alvarez. You might have got invited, but you didn't. The whole world didn't see your face. But let me mind my business. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Coach Amber says the South is different. If I make it to my truck, you gone. Exactly. The South is way different. Tevin says, keep that stick, fam. Okay. You can keep it. You just better know where you are when you got it. That's all I'm saying. Who else do we have? We have Bo Desi. He says, didn't Tank want to wear Canelo gloves a fight ago? Phenomenal Charleston Brown came back and says, if this ain't a blockbuster, Nello, the block's buster.
Get your ass out of here. I'm finna delete you.
Ooh. Tevin Smith came back and he says, I got as much of a chance of knocking out Canelo as Ryder, and I'm in a whole different country.
Again, like I said, until they stop using Canelo's face as the representative of boxing, they're not using none of our y'all favorite fighters in that manner. Until they stop using Canelo's face, this is not up for discussion. Period. Get him in a movie. Get him in a Super Bowl commercial. Commercial. Not invited to the Super Bowl.
Well, he was at the Super Bowl, friend, in the wheelchair, fooling people and whatnot.
And on the Shade Room. Meanwhile, Canelo just went over billions of TVs because people watch Super Bowl.
Not the Shade Room.
The Shade Room. Now, if that's the y'all king, go off. The king of the Shade Room.
Fentanyl Public Relations says don't sleep on Ryder. Okay. And okay, hey, Lekon Utis from Russia. How you doing? Hey, Russia.
Hey,
So
Russia.
look, listen. There was some other law related news that came in today. Funny that we should talk about this considering we're talking about the face of boxing and whatnot. So Gervonta Davis was sentenced today. He has had a not long term, but yeah, kind of long term dragged out court case going on for a hit and run that he pled guilty to. Okay. And all of the other defendants in this case decided to settle out of court, but there was one young lady who said, hell no, we going to court. Okay. Some kind of way, he was able to finagle a different judge for the sentencing portion of the case. And Gervonta Davis ended up walking away with 90-day house arrest, a 90-day house arrest, and some community service. And how ironic that we saw pictures, I believe, yesterday of him getting an early jump on his community service out there with Lorenzo Truck Simpson. Yeah. So, there was a hit and run. He hit this lady who was pregnant at the time, and he did not render aid, and he did not call the police for help. So he was sentenced to 90 days of house arrest and community service and I believe 3 years probation. So, friend, how did you feel about the sentence that was handed down considering the offense?
It's not Sunday, but I'm not going to lie. Y'all know I love my silver tooth nephew. His activities were very silver tooth. We didn't talk about the situation when it happened. It was messed up. The one thing you got to do is take accountability for your shit. The face of boxing is not on house arrest. The face of boxing is not doing hit and runs. But I'm gonna give him some praise in what I'm saying. Okay, listen. This is for all adults in here watching this show. This kind of does not apply, but it does apply. We are the adults in the room, and we really have to be role models for these kids. These kids cannot see us out here cutting up, doing the shit that we doing because they want to imitate that shit too. And they think it's cool for them to do what adults are doing. So I thought it was really cool for them to go to that school, take them kids pizzas. Kids know who Tank is, especially those kids in his neighborhood. They love him. They look up to him. I want him to be the face. And in order for you to be the face, you have to be an adult. You can't make decisions like, I'm going to hit a car and I'm going to pull my passenger out and we're going to leave and I'm going to leave the car there. We can't make decisions like that as the face of boxing. So I'm hoping that he uses this time to like really, really, really get into community service, take initiative for the shit that he's doing. And I would like him to be an adult for these kids to look up to. These kids are crazy. I'm going to save my rest of my speech for my closing words, but all you parents in here, you really, 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 I want y'all to be parents. We are not our kids' friends. These kids are bad as fuck. And we grew up just fine fearing our parents. But these kids need somebody to look up to. And you doing hits and runs and blah, 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 and all that shit. Like, that's not cool. But with all that being said, I was so excited to see him in truck at that school with them pizzas. You really could have made a goddamn ball of mush out of me that day. I love to see men be adults around kids because people don't really understand how fucked up these kids are, for real, for real. So for them to be there, hey, I want to show y'all like this is what this is. I was very much proud. I hope they gave them them learn something they can learn from, regardless of how old they are. I hope they gave them something. Hey, I messed up. I did this, but I'm working on getting my life together. I'm still young. I make mistakes. Like, you really can't talk to these kids in a way that they can get it. And I hope that he uses this time to do that. I'll say that. So he needs to go. It was messed up. I don't give a shit if it was Little Caesars or Domino's. They got pizza. Kids love
It
pizza.
was Little Caesars.
I'm so mad at y'all. Like, no. But he needed to, I ain't gonna say he needed to go to jail, but he really need a reality check about fucking up people's lives. Cause he really, really, really could have changed a lot of people's lives forever. He actually did. But it could have been worse. So I hate to see anybody go to jail because jail is an institution and real shit. But he really need a fucking hard ass slap in the face to let him know this shit real. This is, you can't respawn. You can't redo none of that shit like you die in the game and you come back the same person with all your money. It don't happen like that. You will lose all of this shit in a drop of a dime. They could have told him you got 15 years. Then what he would have did. But money talk, because one of my favorite celebrities hit somebody and ran, and she got off with it too.
Who are you talking about?
Brandy.
She didn't run though.
She ran.
No, she didn't.
Did she stay?
Because she was in a pile. She was in a pile up. She didn't run. She was in a pile up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't always thought she ran, but either way,
Venus did too. Venus hit somebody and they passed away, but it was a real accident. You know. I'm just saying. Well, I haven't seen it yet.
Or just be better, okay? We really need to be better. All of us. These kids look at all of us. We got some kids that watch this show, and like, I say a lot of stuff, but there's a whole lot of stuff that I wouldn't allow my kid to do. So I try to keep it clean, keep it in a manner like where kids will be okay with this. I do cuss, but a lot of your parents cuss too. If they let you watch this show, you didn't heard some things in your house. So just my words exclude them. But we got to do better for these kids, man, for real, for real. So I was happy to see it. He needs a hard slap in the face. I don't know if this is going to be it, but I'm hoping that he don't get in no trouble. That's it. I'm done off my box.
Okay. Well, okay. Hey, KQKC, sleep tight. He says about to turn in, but keep doing what you're doing. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Uncle. We appreciate it. And Tevin Smith, he came back. He said Floyd is really still the face of boxing. So everybody just calm down. You know what, Tevin Smith? I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you on that. Let's see. Make sure I did not skip anybody before I give my thoughts on the whole ordeal. Okay. So, money talks. Yes, BOXIANA has been reading self-help books. Yes, she has. She's doing much better. Yes. And what triggered me most about this whole situation, I think, I'm not tripping on the judicial system does what the judicial system does. It caters to the folks who got the money to do what they need done. So I'm not tripping on that, some kind of way. He got a new judge, and he was given the 3 years probation, and he was given the 90-day um, the 90-day house arrest or whatnot. I think what was most the most concerning for me was that I read that in the courtroom there was no apology to the defendant, and for me there's no accountability. If you plead guilty, you're saying that you knew you did something wrong. Why would you not apologize to the lady? She was in the car, she was pregnant, and you rolled up on her, you ran a red light and you hit her. I think for me that was the thing that I was taken aback at most, more than anything else. You went to court, you were in there, apparently the woman was there as well. Why would you just not apologize? I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. I feel like he gives a really good ring speech after the fight. He shows himself to be a humble young man. Why would you not apologize to that lady when you know you was dead ass wrong? You was wrong, my guy. You hit that lady. You ran that red light, and y'all got out the fucking car and ran like some hoe, like y'all knew y'all was wrong. Why you just didn't apologize to that woman in court? Why you didn't do that? Because you already knew what your sentence was going to be, because you had paid for that shit already, which I ain't tripping on. But show a little contrition. Just a little bit. You mad at her because she didn't take the plea deal? You finna be more mad because she finna take your ass to civil court. And whatever it was that you settled out of court with them other 3 defendants, she about to dig off in them pockets even more. So I hope from here on forward, you make better decisions. And that's what really I have to say about both these situations in the boxing world and everybody else that's listening. Make better decisions. Okay? We grown. We real grown at this point. All that I didn't know, you knew exactly what you was doing. You knew enough to get out and run. And this ain't nothing that I'm speculating. This is what the video showed. You got out and ran. You sobered up enough to do that. I'm just saying, you can apologize to the woman? I ain't like that. That didn't sit well with my soul. So, not that I wish jail time on nobody, but I do feel like if you do the crime, you probably want to do the time. I don't knock that either. Don't do fucked up shit. Sorry. But whatever. I wish him well. I'm glad he got a head start on his community service, because apparently he got a lot of that to do. Okay. That was a part of his sentencing. So kudos to him for the pieces and whatnot. Hopefully he said some encouraging things to the young folks.
Tank was at the gym.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully he said some encouraging words to the young folks while he was at the gym and whatnot. Okay. I ain't knocking him, but I ain't like that. I can't even lie to y'all. I can't even sit on here and try to front. Yeah. So that's, I know I'm a hard ass. I know this. My sympathy and empathy, I have to do better with that. I'm aware of this, but that's just the way I was raised. My folks, they ain't take a lot of bullshit. So I don't really, my bullshit meter is low. So I'm low with it. I got to do better. I have to show more compassion. I'm aware. So, the Lord is working on me like he is with everybody else. So that's all I have to say about that. Also, let me read the super chat. Tevis Smith. Tevis, we sure appreciate you blessing us this evening. He says, and she knows he just got paid. So he finna cut her a big check. And is finna cut a nice big check.
But she deserve it. And you know what? She probably would have taken it a lot better if he would apologize to her and been like, I made a horrible mistake.
It goes such a long way. Complete accountability. It goes such a long way. But for you stand yourself up there and like not have no word. Okay. Coach Amber, she says it's called facing the music. And is. And is. But since he got a little break in the courtroom, in the legal court system, that civil one. I'll be looking for what happens in a civil case, because I'm sure that the young lady who did not settle is going to take this to civil court. She was thinking that, she was going to get some fulfillment out of a sentencing in the legal system, and it didn't do her justice. And I'm sure she feels like it didn't do her justice. So she about to hit them pockets. Bodesi, he says, correction and instruction is the way of life, and the law is for the lawless. And
drink water. I see you trying to be funny, Budrick. Your name is drink more water. So I've been drinking a gallon of water a day. So I'm rushing this bottle because it's 10:30 and I'm a little elderly. So water and old people don't go well together at night. So I am. But never mind. You know what? Where's your guy, Budrick? Why he ain't got another fight so far this year? Since we need to talk about our favorite fighters tonight, where is Budrick? And don't give me no expenses excuses. I don't want to hear no expense excuse. Where's your guy? Why he ain't got no fight lined up since you here? Oh, okay. Moving right along, my dear friend.
Moving right along. So, hey, contender, I see you up in here. What's up, drink? Yeah, funny. So, moving right along. Okay. There was piggybacking off of Tank. There's a little like search going on for Ryan Garcia. Okay, Ryan Garcia is on the search for a new coach, allegedly, and allegedly he's talking to Ronnie Shields. Allegedly, Derek James was brought up. Allegedly, he's going back. It's going to have a meeting with Reynoso after this Canelo fight. He has fired Joe Guzman. We all know that. Friend, did you hear anything from Joe Guzman? Because I believe he did an interview. And I didn't see it. Chat, if y'all saw it, if you guys heard it, what was Joe Guzman's reason for not being at the press conference?
I don't know what his reason was for not being at the press conference, but what I heard, you start seeing tweets circling around of people talking about the situation. I think he said Ryan doesn't want to be trained. It's something along the lines of Ryan don't want to listen, which was the same thing that Canelo said, same thing that Eddie Reynoso said when he was training him. But I don't give a shit about what Joe had to damn say. Joe needed to be there with his fighter because at that time, he was still his fighter. But I need to put out a PSA. I know a lot of people are going to go back and watch this. When people separate from their trainers, okay, do not, and I repeat, do not make Derek James nor Ronnie Shields a first reference. They don't need to be a first reference for the fighters that y'all trying to recommend to them. We already got to deal with AJ. Texas is full. Dallas is full. Houston is full. We cannot accept any more residents. I don't even think San Antonio said just then. San Antonio said they don't want no more people. They're coming in by the second. El Paso said not there either. We are full here in the great state. Quit trying to send these fighters over to our trainers. They got enough. We got enough. We got champions over here. Real champions. Coach Amber don't want y'all. We don't want y'all here. Austin is completely full. The California people have overran Austin, so I don't even want to go there anymore. I love the vibe in Austin, but it's just so packed. But we're full. We're full. Galveston is full. There's no room for anybody else here in Texas. Texas should not be your first play. I know y'all think we highly of our trainers, but y'all don't want to reward them for their work. And I don't like that shit. No, Ronnie Shields is not a Houston trainer, but he has a fighter in Houston. Y'all are not welcome here. There's so many. What was sending to Coach Cal? Send him to French Sean's coach that snatched her shit off. Barry Hunter.
Bozy Ennis.
There's T.O. Senior. There's so many people that y'all could send them to.
Breadman.
Texas, Breadman, what's that one with the tit that always trying to take his titties out? Sugar Hill. Bomac. There's so many people. Don't come here. We are full. We are at max capacity here in Texas. If y'all come over here, y'all are crossing our borders illegally. That come from any other state. If you come from any other state here, you are crossing into our borders illegally, and I'm against it. Don't send them over here. Don't send them to the Prince Gym. We don't want them. No, we are full here. We got enough bullshit going on with these other people that y'all done already sent here, okay? Don't send no more.
Definitely not right.
Go back to the UK.
Jeez.
I'm just saying, we full.
Capacity. Coach Amber says it might have been her first child or high-risk pregnancy. Tank is growing on me, but he needs to stand in the rain. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And Coach Amber came back and she says, wide hook, no jab, no feint, front foot. What's that? Jackass. Andre Styles says, let's talk about Charlo's. I'm athlete, baby. We getting there, honey. We getting there, Andre. Hold your horses.
Ahoy. I'm really going to kick you out, Ahoy. Ahoy, you going to make this your last show. Because really, nobody we've been here all this time. Nobody mentioned it.
We thought we was going to skirt past that, Andre.
Big deal. Okay? You're new here, so let me tell you something. Errol is now from Texas. Frank is now from Texas. I'm going to tell you why. We only build champions here. AJ got CTE, partial dementia. Ryan Garcia can't take no gut punches because Luke Campbell hit him that same way and he went down that same way. But Luke Campbell didn't have Tank's power. We do not need, okay, I'm sorry. You're not new. You have been here. But those people are from here now.
They are honorary Texans, okay?
They are honorary Texans. These people that y'all trying to give us, they're not welcome. AJ is not a Texas resident.
He ain't even a
live over
U.S.
there
citizen.
with Amir Khan in that nice-ass house that they got together.
Fentanyl, we know Progray ain't from here, but he is a local now.
Regis' mama lived 3 apartments down from me when they came here from Katrina. They from Texas. They've been here longer than 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, they have defected and they from Texas. Okay? Stop with shit.
I see what y'all trying to do.
Coach Amber says her Charlo is male. And since he brought it up,
ahoy. Wow.
let us just go ahead and jump right on into it. Okay, so listen, for you who don't know, the Charlo brothers did a joint interview on I Am Athlete, and they did it without consulting our good sister BOXIANA, okay, which was mistake number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, in my humble opinion, this is just my humble opinion, they should never do joint interviews. Never. They have two very distinct personalities. They have two very large personalities, two very intriguing personalities that should only be showcased separately. I understand that they're twins, and the I Am Athlete people probably thought that was a cool thing to do. But y'all, I was so uncomfortable watching that. I couldn't even finish it, y'all. Y'all, why did they do that? First of all, okay, so y'all know we have guests from time to time. And before the guests come on the platform with the audience, we have them backstage and we talk to them. We make them feel comfortable. We ask them questions, ask them what's off limits, just so we can have a smooth interview that is pleasing to the public. We do not want to have an interview that makes the viewers feel uncomfortable. I felt so uncomfortable watching that interview, y'all. I felt like they were discussing stuff that I should not have been privy to, y'all. I felt like I was intruding on a conversation that I should not have been in. Y'all, it was so disturbing to me. And I've seen the feedback. I've seen a lot of people say how great it was. And you know, vulnerability was shown. And it would have been great had it just been that one brother showing the vulnerability. But it made me feel so uncomfortable because the other brother was over there completely with the shits. Completely with like, I ain't got no fucking heart. Big dog, your twin over here pouring his heart out. This man is hurting. He needs help right now. He has said he has sought help, which I congratulate him on. And I believe he needs to continue it because clearly he's still bothered by some things that are going on with him personally. I just think they don't never need to do no interview together again, ever in life together. Never. Not never. Not never. And I don't want to shit on nobody's platform and what they do. I really don't. But I understand now why the brothers from the pivot broke the fuck off and did their own shit. I get it. I get it now because they did not prepare for this interview. They did not prep the way they were supposed to prep for this interview. They were talking to them like they did not know boxing at all. I was so disgusted by it all. I was so very disgusted by it all. I just was disgusted by it all. Friend, how did you feel about that? Because I felt like I shouldn't have been looking at it. I didn't even finish it, y'all, because I felt so uncomfortable and uneasy looking at it. Friend, how did you feel about this shit?
As the official, unofficial spokesperson for the Charlos, I just want to say, I had nothing to do with that. I normally typically spend the PR work for the Charlos very well. All the shit that y'all see on the internet and it end up getting cleaned up, that's me. That's really all my hard work being put in to change the narrative. So, with that being said, I wish somebody would have told me first. I did not watch it, you guys. My friend asked me for 4 days. She was like, friend, did you watch the interview yet? And every single time I told her, absolutely not. I did not watch it because the clips that I saw was enough. I was like, holy balls. What is going on? Why are we doing this together? I have no issues with them doing interviews together, but they have to have structure. Me and you could do it because I can handle Mel's personality and you can handle Maul's personality because he needs a tender touch.
He does.
The motherfucking niggas over there at that damn podcast, they need to get it together. Because one thing about us, before we do an interview, we go and we research about the person that we bringing on this show. That's why when we ask them questions, y'all be like, damn, that was a really good interview. That's because we really put work into the shit that we doing. Those niggas over there, all of them goofy, embarrassing niggas with money. They gave y'all a platform. Hey, y'all want to do some real interviews? The two people that need to do interviews for y'all, they sitting right here. Y'all do not know how to handle a room. You cannot read a room. That shit was garbage. It was all over the place. And I don't like for people to let my people cry in public, and it's recorded. And I know everybody wanted to see Ma be vulnerable. Kiss my ass, okay? Because my thing for the Charlo twins, they are the Meg. Those two combined are the greatest thing ever created. But I'm gonna tell you what it made them look like. It made them look like they didn't like each other. Then it got down to the point where the fight. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all don't know. Those two made a promise to their mama that they'd never fight each other. That's why they've been fighting so long and they have not fought each other yet. The conversation came up about them fighting each other. I wanted to beat everybody's ass in the room. Why the fuck are we even addressing this in the first place?
This man ain't in no mental state for that.
And then Ma said, I'd hate to have to big brother him. I felt Mel's energy completely change. I turned it off. I refused to watch anymore because I was like, oh my God, this is finna go bad because you didn't say the wrong thing. You gonna big bro, big Mel? Like that. I know he don't use that as much anymore. That shit still stand. We saw who the bigger brother was in that interview. Then for Mel to be crying, for Maul to be crying, and Mel be like, suck that shit up. It pissed me off because for one, he shouldn't even been able to been put in that situation anyway. We all know he going through something.
We all know.
We all know. It didn't need to be publicized like that.
In front of God and everybody.
It pissed me off. Them niggas over there, that's what they are over there. They need a clue. You need to figure out how to read your interview, read your room. You can tell when the shit is going out of the way.
So much so, but Mel said, you trying to be messy? Because I thought you was trying to be messy. I'm like,
friend, why is this? Hey, y'all get it the fuck together over there. Because when I say embarrassing, I don't like for nobody. I can't clean this up. I tried, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I really did try to clean this up. I could not do shit. There was nothing that I could do to stop this. And I know y'all got a chance to see a side of Maul that y'all didn't get to see. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Mike Tyson can do that shit now that he retired, break down about the shit that he going through. This motherfucker is a killer right now.
Supposed to be.
Just like I know I have to say this, y'all. Please don't get offended. Just how I feel like about Malik. Malik's supposed to be training a killer. You can't be out here sucking your girl feet. That's just like the fucking babies. You young ass goddamn athletes don't have. Hey, let me tell y'all. We're gonna get to Devin. We'll get back to Devin because I need to say something about this. Okay, but quit having these kids. If y'all going through something, don't get your ass up in there in front of them people. We got to talk about Danny Garcia. I hate that Danny was going through the shit that he was going through. I appreciated that he was able to show himself, but are you a killer? You a model, or you a boxer? You a rapper? A club? What are you now? So if Danny want to get up there and cry, then fucking Charlo's in their prime, bro. Don't you get your ass up there, and then don't you turn your back on your brother. Your mama said if one of y'all fight, both y'all fight.
And
That's
not each other.
And not each other. That's why they should have came and talked to me first. They didn't do that. Interview went to shit. Interview was shit. And the niggas over there running interviews with these goddamn boxers, they preyed on my Charlos. They got them in a moment where Mel is feeling himself. He high. He finna get back in the ring. And Maul ain't great. And we know he not great.
Not right now.
And motherfuckers sitting up, oh, it's good to see. It's not good to see a motherfucker cry on national TV. Are you insane? If I get up here and cry on y'all, y'all think I'm a bully. Y'all think I'm all that shit. But when I get off this fucking camera and I'm talking to my friend really know me. Y'all will never see me get up here and just be like, oh, I'm going we gonna cancel the show that
we won't have
day.
A fucking show.
For them to let my Charlos be out there like that, them niggas need to get that fucking podcast together or stop that shit. Because it's giving messy. It's giving I'm getting you on the show, talking about your personal business, bringing up y'all fighting each other. All these fucking fights.
The motherfucker asked them, are they intelligent? What did he say? Are y'all intelligent enough to know? It was all wrong. I was offended. Okay. I was offended watching it. I was offended. Okay. I don't know. This is a big show. I Am Athlete. They have people, that they can have to get information, to gather data about the guests that they are having. They should have earpieces so that they can know who they're dealing with, who they're talking to. And the moment was great for Maul and Brandon Marshall, because Brandon Marshall can identify with what he's going through. And that would have been a great moment had he been there by himself. But right next to him is his twin, basically talking shit about his wife, ex-wife, or whatever. I don't care who you are. When your shit goes sour with the woman you've been with since high school, that's your high school sweetheart, I don't care if it's your brother, your mama, your homeboy, your cousin, a stranger. You hurting, and you don't want to hear extra negativity coming from the people that's supposed to be your people. I'm in a situation right now. I'm feeling away right now. I don't need you to piggyback and jump on me with more negativity. If I know she ain't shit, I know you know she ain't shit, but I don't need you to tell me she ain't shit in front of the whole goddamn world. I don't need that right now. That's all I'm saying. Don't y'all never do no interview again together. Okay, especially when one of y'all ain't right mentally all the way. Don't y'all never do no shit like that again. And whoever the so-called PR team for the Charlos are, fuck y'all, because y'all didn't do y'all job.
They ain't got one. They are the PR themselves. That's why motherfuckers gotta go back and rewrite history for some of the shit that they be fucking doing. They need somebody. Somebody should have told them no to that interview. No, fuck that. Because let's just be honest. They could have done the interview together. There was no structure in the interview because the niggas doing the fucking interview didn't have no structure on their fucking show. They got messy ass men being messy, using mental health as a motherfucking view. They knew what they was doing. Everybody seen Mel. I mean, Maul, they've seen Maul lately. Y'all know the Charlos ain't really been the Charlos lately. Not how they used to be super unit. Let's get them Charlo brothers on here. Cocaine fucking Chronicles. That's what they turned that shit into. That's what I meant when I said y'all want to see something. Look how many motherfuckers watch that shit. They want to see shit like that. Cocaine Chronicles, y'all got an open chance to see it. That interview could have ran perfectly, friend, if the motherfucking niggas that was doing the goddamn interview had some structure about themselves. They were messy. They were being messy. Every question they asked had a little stank on it. And then had the nerve to say, oh, I appreciate you being vulnerable. Shut the fuck up before I slap you in the mouth. That's what they should have got up and swept the fucking room. Because none of them niggas could have beat them up.
I was just mad. I can't even lie to y'all. I watched as much as I could stomach, and then I was just mad, and I couldn't finish it. I did watch the small, short clip of Charlo, you know, when he teared up, when Brandon Marshall, when he teared up. And it actually could have been a great moment, but it was surrounded by so much other foolishness that it got lost in the sauce for me. Now, granted, we are women, so we probably are looking at this completely different than a lot of men are. And if it touched some men in a way that you could relate to, then great. Great. I hope it did something for you. But for me, it's a hell no. Okay. It's a hell no for me. Because right now, the twins are clearly not in the same place mentally. And I just feel like they should have their own separate platforms to have interviews on. They should not be interviewing together when they are so far apart as far as what they're doing in the ring at this point. That's just how I feel about it. I was not cool with the interview. I was not cool with the interviewers not being prepared. It was hilarious when was it Mel or one of them didn't even know that Deshaun was in the league. It's just everything about it. They weren't. Nobody was prepared. Okay, nobody did any research. They just came and sat down and started talking. And I just don't think it should have been broadcast to the world.
I want you men to stop being so fucking messy. Y'all want to be bad bitches so bad that y'all slutting yourselves for views. Y'all know damn well y'all ain't know shit about no fucking boxing. The least y'all PR team could have did was do some fucking research.
Prepare you.
Y'all can come over to the goddamn Queens of the Ring. We can talk about it because I already feel like it's going to be a response to this because you niggas love to respond to everything. So when you do, let's come over here and talk about it. I don't want to go over there because y'all not structured.
And y'all will get the grace.
I'm not giving you
the mercy.
No, you're not. Not over here. It's going to be Tunde versus BOXIANA in this bitch again because you niggas is unstructured and y'all had my boys looking bad.
No, them, yes. I'm talking about the Charlos. If they come here, they will get the grace and the mercy that they are afforded because they weren't given it there at all. Just for the fact that them motherfuckers didn't really know boxing like they should have for having boxing guests on their show. I didn't like it.
Messy ass men.
I ain't like it. Tevin Smith says Mel was looking at Miles like you acting like a real. Yes, he was like, no, like it was such competitiveness in that interview that it made me uncomfortable.
They could have had a perfect interview. It was the questions that they asked. The questions were wrong. You know, it takes so much to set Mel off and put him on how he bigger than everybody. He better than everybody. You niggas are beneath me. My brother is beneath me, and he acting like a bitch.
But that's pretty much what he said.
That's how they do each other. Because if you remember, before Mel came out in his damn Chung Lee outfit, he was dealing with some shit. And Ma was big broing him. Either way, it made them look like they didn't like each other. And I didn't fucking like it.
I didn't like it. I didn't. I did not like it, y'all. I did not like it at all. I didn't like it. So much so that I couldn't finish it. Coach Amber says that's why you keep your heart problems to yourself. Family will always hold on to it. Exactly. Exactly. You do not. I mean, it's some shit you can share, but you can't share, especially when you already know a motherfucker don't really like your person. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't you share that shit. Because that was the first thing I already told him. She wasn't shit. Why would you say that? You done already said it once before. You ain't had to say it all over again.
Unhinged. Unhinged. Out of all the places they could have went and said some shit, they went over there with them unstructured niggas and had a meltdown, and the world got a chance to see it. They really got a chance to see it, and the shit got views on it.
A cajillion views. A cajillion views. Listen, what I left the interview with is this. I hope Jamal Charlo is continuing the therapy that he started, because he did admit and he did say that he had to go see somebody. So I'm glad that he did that. And I hope that he's continuing it, because up until that interview, I don't know how long ago that interview was, you could tell that baby is hurting. That baby's still hurting. You can tell he going through some shit. And I don't advise him to get into the ring until he has managed to deal with that and feels comfortable and focused about boxing. Right now, it seems like his focus ain't purely on boxing, and that's okay. It is okay to not be okay. All right. It is okay to not be okay. And you take whatever time you need to get your shit together. Okay. I'm not finna shit on this man. I am not. He clearly has some things going on that he should get in order before he decides to get back in the ring. I'm glad he's back in the gym. I'm glad he's back training, but get yourself mentally together before you step your toe in that ring. As for Jamel, I'm not finna tell this motherfucker nothing, because he on one. Okay? He's on one. Clearly, that's where he is when he is in his fight mode, and you know, he's the undisputed champion. But what I would say is, when you in public and you with your brother, be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Okay? We have a few super chats. Let me get to one more. I believe we have Go. No stress. She says, I don't know if this is a he or she, but they say, I'm tired of people who don't know about boxing talking boxing. Me
But
too.
these boxers are going to talk to the people that don't know boxing, because that's what everybody's watching. They're going over there because that's what everybody's watching. Like, people watch us, these boxing shows. I'm gonna say us. There's some other channels out there that people are watching. We're a smaller channel. People watching us as a small channel, but they're going over there talking to those people that don't know boxing, because these people that talk boxing on YouTube have scared them away of even coming to fuck with them. The interviews are terrible. Typically, y'all didn't see these interviews. You don't run across too many good, comfortable interviews, and y'all know what I mean when a good, comfortable interview where everybody. This is like we talking to one of our cousins.
Right.
That's how an interview should be. It shouldn't be, oh, I don't know if I want to answer this question, or none of that. It shouldn't
Or
be.
do I feel like you trying to be messy?
Y'all didn't see our interviews. And beforehand, there are things that you should discuss with your interviewee. Cause ain't no way I'm finna talk about. I'm not talking about no bullshit. What you want to talk about? What can't we talk about? Do you want to talk about this? Is this
Are
okay?
you comfortable talking about XY?
When Charles Conwell came on here, we had a discussion backstage about what we could and cannot touch. And the first thing we asked, not the first thing, but one of the first things we asked was, how does he feel about the conversation with Patrick Day? That's okay to disclose, because
Are you okay? Yeah, are you okay talking about that? When he said, yeah, we said, okay, cool. And still did spend a lot of time on it.
Very fast. We did the same thing with Antoine Russell. we touched on something very light. Boom, boom, it was done.
I
Like,
didn't like it. I did not.
About it. I'm not ever gonna like it.
I was not happy. I was not. That's how my mama say. I'm just not happy. I was not happy about that. Okay, I was not happy about that. Y'all know I have a love-hate relationship with the Charlos, but I really want to see them win. And what I hate more than anything is to like kick a person when they're down. And Maul Charlo showed a lot of vulnerability in that interview, and I wish it just would have been him, because like my friend said, it felt so competitive when we're really just having a sit down interview. Dog, it shouldn't have been that way. I didn't like the way I felt looking at it. Anyway, moving forward, and somebody, Big Deal TV, he asked a great question that we were going to address. He asked, did we see the Devin Haney interview with Bradley Martin? And yes, we did. We sure did see that interview. Friend, do you have any feelings about that interview? How did you feel about it? Did you watch it? What you think about it?
It was a good interview. I want Devin to talk more, but I don't want him to say certain things because he got really loose on the internet this week, and I had to tell him to stop. So he stopped. Listen, you people, y'all, you folks. We're here to tell y'all what to do, and we kind of sort of doing it for free. That's why y'all be watching. Y'all gotta stop responding. My friend told y'all a long time ago, if you don't have anything to say, don't say nothing at all. Just sit there, be quiet, smile, look nice. It was a good interview. What I want these interviewers to do though, I want them to stop acting like they can fight these boxers because they bigger than them. You can't beat up no boxer. Like, I be making a damn joke about Shadation her back. I fight. I never fight Shadation. Like, it's a difference with me fighting her and her fighting me. I'm fixing to get knocked the fuck out. That's just what it is. Stop acting like y'all can compete with these boxers. You cannot. You cannot compete with them. It's not fair for you to try. Stop acting like, okay, since I'm bigger than you, I can beat you. Devin would have probably killed that white boy in his studio. And ain't nothing that nobody could have done because he put himself in that situation. If he would have touched that chin, he would have broke it. But it was a great interview. Great interview. I want Devin to talk more. I just want him to say certain things, like not saying Frank Martin is too old. I don't want him to say that. Those type of situations and statements, just leave that alone right now. Just focus on Loma. Talk about your fight, what you like, you growing up. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I know I can't. I know who said it, but I don't like to name people on our channel because I don't feel like y'all getting no clout off our name. Don't worry about Devin Haney not having no children. Okay? Let's clear that up right here in the open. Devin Haney is 24 years old. He don't need no fucking kids. Okay? Now, the rest of these boxers who have decided to go ahead and have their children early, good for them. Don't have no kids until you ready. Babies are more than just a financial responsibility. You can have Nick Cannon is complaining about being a dad right now. He didn't have 11 goddamn children. And now he talking shit about the mistakes that he made. You let motherfuckers have babies when they ready. When Devin is ready to be a dad, he will be. Until then, don't worry about that. He's a kid. He needs to be buying cars or going places and seeing the world. It's hard to travel with a kid. Y'all got kids? It's a whole lot of y'all in here right now with kids wishing you can go back to you was before you had them. Because they ain't shit but a damn bill. A broke best friend. That's what my son is, a broke best friend. But I love my broke best friend to death. But I remember what I was living like before I had a broke best friend, and my broke best friend needed my money. Devin don't need that. He got a career to focus on. So if you want to see Devin Haney with some cheering, go off. He don't need none right now. Once you go have some for him, your meat work, go do it for him. Have your own baby. But for y'all to be worrying about what other people's meats is doing, it's pretty weird to me. And I don't like it. Mind your business. But Devin had a great interview. I want him to keep talking, but I don't want him to say certain things. That's all that's it, friend. What you think?
Okay. TD Harden says, I love you ladies. Y'all fine and y'all real. That's only we know how to be, honey. That's all we know. Thank you so much for the super chat. So listen, about that interview. It seemed like, and we just finished talking about an interview that we weren't too fond of. I like this interview for Devin. We got to see a little bit of his personality, and we learned some things about Devin. Certain people probably learned some things that they didn't know about Devin. I knew them, but he shared some things that a lot of people probably did not know. He seemed to be relaxed. He seemed to be comfortable in the interview. Looked like he wasn't trying too hard to convey anything. He was just being himself, being relaxed, and I enjoyed that. He looked and seemed like his authentic self, which was good to see. Now, my friend says she doesn't like, him saying what he said about Frank Martin. But for me, it did not rub me the wrong way. I didn't take it like that. I know that Devin is a very confident young man, and all these men box. So they kind of talk a little shit from time to time. So when he made the comment about Frank Martin, whom I love, y'all know Frank is a friend of the show. We love him here on Queens of the Ring. When he made the comment about Frank, he was merely saying, he was responding first. It is not like he just came out of the side of his neck talking about Frank. He responded to Frank saying he's ready for a title shot. And he said, well, shit, he's 28 years old. He old enough. He should be ready. I didn't really take offense to that because he wasn't really lying. Like, Frank had a different road from the majority of boxers. He started late. So he's a little older than most of the guys. He's the same age as Tank, I believe, but he doesn't have the same years in the sport as Tank. So he didn't lie when he said, he's 28, he should be ready for a title shot. And I have to also keep in mind that Devin is young. Like, Devin is the youngest of the whole crop down there at 135. So everybody old to him. That's his youth, dumb and young. That's what's going on over there. So I didn't really take offense to that because it wasn't like he was lying, but they just have different paths. So I wasn't offended by that. But I did like the interview because he just seemed like he was relaxed. He was authentic. He shared with the people, and I don't know if a lot of you caught it, which makes sense to me. We always say Devin don't talk enough. Friend was like, I want him to talk more. Y'all, especially me, my friend, and a lot of you all in the chat, we went to school from kindergarten to 12th grade. And in doing that, we developed social skills because we were around other children, other people our same age. Well, in that interview, Devin revealed he didn't go to high school. Okay. He jumped straight into boxing. Now, I don't know if he had a tutor. I don't know if he got a GED. I don't know if he finished his high school requirements. I don't know. But what I do know is he wasn't in a high school environment with other children where he got to develop social skills and shit like that the rest of us got to develop. Which, along with this era of social media and kids texting and not really talking on the phone and talking face to face and not having the greatest social skills, makes more sense to me now. So I was like, okay. He got started in boxing so early that this was one of the most interesting things to me, friend. I know you dubbed Tank the silver tooth child, right? Devin was getting in trouble so much so as a child. That is why his daddy took him to the boxing gym. Now, I knew this, but I know a lot of people didn't know this. This is why this young man started boxing, because he was in school fighting like a fool all the goddamn time, getting in trouble and whatnot. Just would not do right. Just at schoolhouse beating folk ass, acting a goddamn fool. So his daddy said, I'm going to take your little ass to the goddamn boxing gym since you like to fight so much. And that is where the whole boxing thing got started. And so when he went there, his daddy was thinking somebody gonna whoop his little ass and stop him from fighting. Well, he gravitated to it, but no, it's to his daddy. And this is where the whole thing started. So much so, he was so good at it that they said, okay, we ain't for high school. Okay, we finna go straight in to professional boxing. This is our goal. This is what we're gonna do. Now, I know that ain't typical silver tooth energy, but that's kind of silver tooth energy to me. I mean, his daddy had money, you know, that he didn't want for nothing. He just wanted to kick ass naturally. I don't know. That kind of spoke to me. Spoke a little different to me about him. He reminds me a lot of my sweet baby cousin. When I hear him talk, he sounds like my baby cousin that's from LA. And so they just have a desire to be very good at what they choose to be very good at. And he has chosen boxing to be his thing. So he has a focus and a strong desire to be the best at that. It didn't come from not having, it just came from him wanting. And that's a different kind of desire. That's different. Because if somebody didn't grow up having to do it because they needed to do it, they do it because they like to do it and want to do it, that's a different kind of fire for me. And so I can identify with that. Probably why I identify with Devin so much. Either way, I enjoyed the interview. I hope he does more of that. Yeah, I hope he does more of that. I don't know. So, he also said, I don't know if it was in that interview or another one, because he's been making his rounds, because he has a fight coming up on May 20th. He did make a comment about Vasily Lomachenko not selling this fight, which I find very interesting, because I understand English ain't Loma's first language, but we have not seen much of Loma trying to sell this pay-per-view fight. Friend, what do you think about that? Is Loma not selling the fight for? Is he not being out in the open for a particular reason? What do you make of him being so quiet about this pay-per-view fight?
You want me to tell the truth?
Yes.
Only reason Devin's name is coming up so much because of Tank. If it wasn't for that, they would be talking about it. But it's us hardcore people. They're talking about Devin and Tank now because Tank just fought. So Devin's name is really, really ripping and running through the media. They not selling this fight. They still talking about Tank pay-per-view numbers. It's been 12, 13 days. They still talking about it. So to me, ain't nobody selling the fight. I seen you in one interview, and that was it. I ain't seen you on shit else. 2 interviews. I seen you in 2 interviews. I ain't seen shit else. So I'm gonna mind my tone delivery. Shut the fuck up, because ain't neither one of them selling it, if that's the case. Loma's been very quiet. Devin's been kind of quiet. It is what it is. Like, I don't know how we are. I feel like Loma is trying to get in Devin head.
By what? Not saying anything?
Not saying shit.
Mm.
Making him think he's scared. Loma finna come in there with that bullshit. Not no Jermaine Ortiz. And I know he didn't look great against Jermaine Ortiz. Speaking of Jermaine Ortiz, we got like 2 more things to discuss before we get out of here. Are you done with Devin?
Yes and no, but I will say I do think Devin is doing his best to try to sell the fight. He strategically planned a open workout the same weekend of the Tank and Ryan fight, which was smart on his behalf. He knew everybody was going to be in Vegas. Why not take advantage of the boxing crowd being in Vegas? I wished Lomachenko would have done the same. He was at the fight, which ironically in that same interview he said he wasn't sitting in his seat yet. I think all of this is to keep his name buzzing until the fight happens. So he's selling this fight on his own at this point, and he's pissed about it. He was like, "No, he ain't got to sell a fight because it's the end of him. Goodbye." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay then, all right then, Devin." And okay, wait. Let me read these super chats. Coach Aber says, Nik J hit kids and gives no. Gives not now, not one fuck. Not one. Not now. Okay, I fight kids. I fight badass kids. Bad children don't belong around me. Cause I pops, I whoops, I hits, and I will fight badass kids. Okay. Mike Jones says Devin's desire is similar to Errol's. Errol was a suburban baby. Exactly, Mike Jones. Exactly. Okay, so go ahead, friend. What were you saying?
So, the rumorage is Shakur versus Jermaine Ortiz.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They going to pass Jermaine around. I feel it in my spirit.
Is he going to be the new Gamboa?
He's going to be the new Gamboa, and they going to pay him to do it. Because it's a fight. But, Shakur versus Ortiz, and then they going to give him to Keyshawn. Then Keyshawn, he's going to do his thing. He's going to be the one. But he's going to upset one of them, and I think it's going to be Keyshawn.
Listen, I'm glad you said that because technically, this is just me. I thought he beat Loma. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I thought Jermaine did enough to beat Loma. That's just me. I don't know. But friends, if they keep putting him in the ring with all those 135 pounders that they have over at Top Rank, because they have a lot, somebody is going to catch an L. Because I don't think Jermaine is going to fall in line with that. I'm going to lose to all of these motherfuckers. I don't think he's going to fall in line with that. I don't think he fell in line with that for Loma. They just gave that fight to Loma.
And did.
If they keep putting him in there with the prospects down there, he gonna get beat up. Speaking of prospects, they got Abdullah Mason on the undercard of this Devin and Loma fight yet again. Y'all know he had a first round knockout, so they putting him right back in there. And I must tell y'all, for the folks who paid that $100 for Ryan and Tank, God bless y'all. I feel like y'all getting a better fight card over here at Top Rank. So I hope y'all buy the fight because the undercard is decent. They got Nico Walsh on the undercard. And they also have Abdullah Mason. And they have a few other folks on the undercard that fight.
Is he gonna keep fighting warehouse workers and shit? Like, when he gonna fight somebody?
Oh no, friend. I don't know.
It's given I'm gonna fight warehouse workers until I can get a belt.
Child, I don't know. Andre Styles, thank you so much for coming through. He says Keyshawn did an interview with Brian Custer. Sassy. Listen, I'm so uninterested. I haven't even watched it, and I knew that he had an interview with Brian Custer. I wasn't even prepared to watch it.
I'm not finna sit and watch no man roll his neck for 59 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not finna watch no man roll his neck for 59 minutes. I'm gonna see him do it that first time, and that's gonna let me know he been doing this shit the whole interview. Or the first time I see him do that, I'm done. I don't want to see that shit. Don't do that shit no more. What is your problem, Keyshawn? That's why Tiger was looking at him that He a beast. I went to Colorado and I was with Bud, and he a beast. I see why Tiger kept telling him, stop saying that shit. Like, his homeboys be like, man, you on that weird shit. Can you imagine how it is, like, being around him? They tell him all the time, man, you on that weird shit. Stop doing that shit. He's the little Uzi Vert of boxing. He look like he be doing he do, friend. He does that. Don't it like he do that? That little shoulder shit he be doing. I don't like it. Doing that booty pad shit. Like, I don't know. Man, stop doing that. Your friends told you to stop. Like, don't nobody want, man, get your ass out of here, bro. Like, you can't bring no girls around when Keyshawn around. They know it too. That's why when you see them and they out, it ain't never no females around. Cause Keyshawn gonna run them off. Girl, you want look at this drink. He do. And then he go, everybody else is ordering beers and shit. He got a goddamn strawberry daiquiri.
A cocktail. He got a whole cocktail.
He got a daiquiri, friend. With a strawberry on the glass. Some shit, me and you, a Bellini.
I just want to rock. I just want to rock.
I don't like it. He scared all the bitches away, man. He give me that vibe like you can't even bring him around. Sir, man, why y'all invite Keyshawn? Nah, man, you gotta have like the regular hoes around with Keyshawn around. You can't bring shit around with Keyshawn around.
Now, every time I see that man, I'm gonna be thinking about that. I just want to rock.
He that man in the club that was letting them spray like liquor and shit all in his mouth. He him. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. He's scaring the bitches. I don't nobody, girls want to see you spray liquor in your mouth. You know how you get up to the bar and they that's him. You want to do what we doing? Let me take one with y'all. The fuck out of here. I don't like that shit, friend. I'm not finna sit up and watch no man for 50 minutes. That's insane to me. I don't want to watch it. And that's why when he do interviews, I skip right past that shit. I won't watch it.
I haven't watched it either.
I won't. He did one on the Boxing Voice one day. As soon as I seen him come on, I turned that shit right off. I was
that's what I think about every time I think about the show. I just want to rock.
He do. He got right up in there, and the first thing he did, he was talking. He said, "Suck your teeth again." You know that friend I'm talking about. I'm telling y'all, man, that he the one you cannot bring. There's no women around when Keyshawn is around. They not gonna want to be there. These young athletes, they want to be around. They call them the elite ones, the elite bitches. You can't bring them around and Keyshawn is there. Because he gonna do some stuff and they all gonna be sitting there, oh, bitch, I'm ready to go home, texting each other.
Listen, I just want to give a disclaimer for all the boxers that's boxing. The fans are not interested in you saying who you won't fight if they not your family members. Okay. The only somebody that gets a pass for not fighting each other is Jamel and Jamal Charlo. I was so disappointed when Shakur Stevenson got on live and decided to tell all the content creators that he don't need their help in, planning his career, and he don't need them, putting out stuff that he don't say and putting words in his mouth, because everybody can get the smoke except for Keyshawn Davis, because that's his little bro. Now, Shakur, I'm like, I really thought you was one of the ones that was like with the shits and shit, But he felt the need to get on live, before his business meeting. He had on nice shirt, cufflinks, really nicely dressed. Kudos for that. You know how I love for a young brother to be dressed nice. Um, but it kind of missed me when he said, you know, he wants to smoke. It don't matter who it is. Anybody can get it except for Keyshawn. Because that's my little bro.
You know what Keyshawn give me? You remember when we used to cut our pants down at the bottom so it would go completely over our shoe? You remember how you used to slit your pants down there at the bottom at the ankle? We had pants that kind of bailed at the bottom. But you know when you wanted that extended grip and you cut them sides? And I cut the sides of my pants. Every time I see him, he cut them. You ain't got no regular pants. Like I want to see you in some regular shit. All the shit I see him in, it's questionable vibes, man. It's questionable vibes.
I ain't like it. I ain't like phenomenal Mexican. Look who's back. He says Keyshawn lets Salt Bay feed him meat.
Probably would. I guarantee you they ain't never took Keyshawn to a place like that. Because don't you know that shit'll be on the internet? Y'all know it would. Chris Eubanks.
Looking like
Eubanks. The SAS committee. They finna have a new member. Because he's starting to come along in his fights. People starting to hear his name. It's going to get well questionable around here. For real. People be like, I don't want to fight Keyshawn. He going to windmill me. When they start saying shit like that, don't say I ain't told y'all first.
I just thought it was real weird. I thought it was very weird for him to say he want all the smoke, tell all the content creators that basically he don't need them putting words in his mouth. He got this. Okay, cool. I know you don't want folks to mix up what you said, maybe what you didn't say, read too much into it. But what he got straight and clear, Shakur got straight and clear, was that everybody can get the smoke. Except for his little bro.
Except for his little bro. And since we over here challenging people's manhood, it's 167 people in here, okay? So, and a lot of y'all are men. I just need y'all to answer a question for me like I normally run a little poll. Just drop your answers, yay or nay, in the chat, okay? As grown men in the middle of a conversation, are you going to go? Just say yes or no in the chat right now. Grown men in the middle of your conversations and you talking to somebody, do you? Moving right on. I'm just saying, I'm not challenging shit. I don't have to challenge anything. But if I see if as a grown man, if I see you, you think we biased because you're a Bud fan, which is cool. But I know as a grown man, I see you the only one that didn't answer it. I know as a grown man in the middle of your conversation, you ain't. And if you are, we need to have a conversation because I see why you say this. No,
we don't. We don't even need to have a conversation. And you know what?
You're right.
Drink at this point, he don't even get that pass.
He don't get that pass.
Okay, he don't get that pass. He don't even get that pass. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about. Who do y'all think Gervonta Ennis is fighting in June? He's been teasing. I saw something on, I believe it was on Instagram today, that he's teasing that he has a June fight coming up. Who do you think he's fighting in June? I think he's fighting Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence is saying, fuck Terrence Crawford. I'm about to leave the 147 division, but before I leave, I'm going to give young Boosie Ennis a chance, and I'm going to fight him. What y'all think? What you think, Freddie?
That would be awesome. But it's giving Blair Cobbs.
Blair?
I don't think, no. It's definitely not Errol Spence Jr. is somebody along those lines, Blair Cobbs, Mo Hooker, because he's fighting that kind of competition. I'm not giving him no credit no more. I'm not getting excited. None of that shit. It's Blair Cobbs.
Blair.
Hey, final answer. I don't know. Because the last person he fought name was Karen. So I'm going Blair Cobbs. Final
Okay.
answer. What about you?
Final answer. I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm hoping. Not that I'm thinking. I'm hoping. Wishing upon a star that because I feel like Bud Crawford is doing some fuck shit, that it's gonna be EJ versus Boots. And that's gonna be his final fight at 147, and he's gonna go up to 154. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. That's if he and Terrence Crawford can't come to an agreement. But I lied. I said that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. But friend, there's one more thing. And y'all, we had said to each other that we were never gonna do like a show that was over 2 hours. So we got about 9 minutes to get into this last topic. Well, last 2 topics, because somebody wanted us to talk about Lara fighting Danny Garcia at 155. I think Danny gonna get beat up because he's been inactive. How do you feel about that?
Danny getting beat up.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I don't think Danny Garcia is gonna get beat up. That's just out of the question. Danny won his last fight. I'm not thinking that way. Danny ain't never been knocked out, and he ain't finna get knocked out now.
I didn't say knocked out. I just said beat.
Okay. Well, I don't think Laura's gonna beat Danny. I ain't never seen Danny at 160 though.
Well, I think they said 155.
Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. I'm cool with that. Okay, so I'm going Danny Garcia.
Okay.
Final answer.
Okay. Danny Garcia, final answer. One more thing I want to ask you about, friend. And this is something you brought to my attention. Is Richardson Hitchens but ducking Subriel Matias?
Baby, did you see that drama this week?
I did. Who's ducking? What's going on?
I don't think nobody want to fight Matias. They're not wanting to fight this man.
I have a theory. Go ahead.
What's your theory?
This might be the tequila talking. This might be the Don Julio talking. But I said this to my friend before I had the Don Julio. We're going to leave y'all with this on this wonderful Friday. If, and it's a huge if because we are not overlooking Lomachenko. But if, in the event that Devin Haney beats Vasily Lomachenko on May 20th, where does he go from there? A lot of people are saying that Devin moves up to 140. Devin has said he's only staying at 135 for Tank or Shakur. Seems like Shakur is not trying to fight Devin right now. Seems like Tank ain't never been trying to fight Devin. Looks like Floyd is talking about T.O., whatever the case may be. One more thing we got to talk about, too. Bringing up T.O. Anyway, so where does Devin Haney go from there? Devin Haney is the undisputed champ if he wins against Lomachenko on May 20th, which means he can go up to 140 and demand a fight with any of the champions at 140. Now, I know there's going to be a demographic of people that say if he moves up to 140, oh, he was ducking Tank. Oh, he was ducking Shakur. What can Devin do if he moves up to 140 that challenges himself and that quiets the chatter of his doubters He can go up to 140 and challenge for a belt. Who has a belt at 140? Rolly and whoever he fights, whoever that may be.
They'll give him credit for is him fighting the damn winner of T.O. versus Josh Taylor.
If he fights the winner of T.O. versus Josh Taylor, or Lord forbid, he go up and challenge Regis Prograis,
girl,
or Subriel Matias.
Okay, so the word on the street is don't nobody want to fuck with Matias. That's just what that is. Because Regis was acting like he didn't want to fight him either. So apparently don't nobody want to fuck with him. So he needs to fight the winner of Josh Taylor and T.O. Maybe he can fight what about Antoine Russell?
I don't see Devin going. He can fight Antoine Russell. That would be a respectable fight to go up to 140 and get his 140 campaign started. But if I know Devin like I think I know Devin, and y'all, I don't know him personally. I've met him, but I don't know him personally like that. But just kind of knowing him like I think I know him because he's undisputed. I just feel like, as my friend says, when he goes up to 140, if he goes up to 140 without fighting Tank and without fighting Shakur, he's going to want to make a statement. What better way to go up to 140 than to make a statement fighting the boogeyman of the division, who is at this point Subriel Matias? I might be gone off done Julio, but I feel like Devin can beat him. I feel like
that was a good one. That was great usage of the camera that time because
I feel like
it's not happening, friend.
Subriel's footwork cannot stand up to Devin's footwork. Now, he would be a fool to fight him and try to go toe to toe with him, and I don't think he will. But I feel like Devin or Tank can fight Subriel at 140 and have success. Am I going off the Don Julio?
Let me ask first. Hold on.
Okay. I see them talking about Pray for Nik J, last call, not in his first fight, past the Don Julio.
Do you think that Devin can beat Tank?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I believe
it's Don Julio. Moving right along.
No, that is not true. Because before the Don Julio, I always thought Devin could beat Tank. This is before the Don Julio.
You think he can knock him out?
No.
Okay, well, maybe it's not Don Julio.
But let me just say this. Depending on where they fight. If he fights him at 140, he may. I feel like Devin is draining himself at 135. And we're not seeing his full capabilities power-wise at 135. I feel like, and I could be wrong. But I feel like at 140, Devin is going to be stronger at 140, just like I feel like EJ is going to be stronger at 154. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong.
Devin, I'm going to have to see. Yeah, I love my son. He might be boxing for fun, but he's a boxer.
And
we not keep on Tank like Tank. Tank is a boxer and he's a brawler, and he's smart and he likes to take some too. He ain't just in there fighting just for the fuck of it. He likes to get hit. So I would love to. I need to see it, and I'm gonna hate at the outcome because I know what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna blame y'all for it. But I need to see it. Matias is a challenge for the both of them. I wouldn't be mad if Tank fought Matias.
I wouldn't either.
And I hope that y'all wouldn't be mad at that either.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't. And the reason why I say that is because Matias is stationary. He has ridiculous power at 140. But can he move at 140 and catch you? That remains to be seen. I don't know if he can do that. So I want to see it. That's the thing with me. He might get caught. He might get knocked the fuck out. He might. But I want to see it.
We ain't never seen Tank hurt.
No.
And whoever fights Tank be knocking out hurting welters and super welters. Y'all done heard the Sean Porter story. If you haven't, I'm gonna tell you. Tank had Sean Porter and that motherfucker throwing up his ass from his stomach from a body shot. So I know he can bang up there at 147. I know he can. It might be pushing it. That power ain't gonna go nowhere for him. He just naturally fucking strong. Little people are strong as hell. Period. Ain't gonna be no change in that. But Devin ain't got enough power. He gonna have to really, really box Tank. Like when I tell you the level of IQ that Devin is gonna have to display that night is gonna be on 5,000%. He has to display some shit we ain't never seen for some Floyd movement, all of that shit, not to get hit by anything Tank is gonna throw. He got hurt by Linares. That's I say this to lead to this for that reason. Devin got hurt by Linares. Linares doesn't have Tank power either.
So, okay. This is the one thing I will say about Linares, because I went back and I watched that fight this week. I was interested in seeing that fight because so many people always bring that fight up. I watched that fight, and Devin took clean shots from Linares early in that fight with no problem. He got caught in the 10th round by another clean shot, buzzed him real good. Came out in the 11th, clinched, held on for dear life, came back, and to me, he won the 12th round. He had his wits about him by round 12. Linares is a hard puncher. Whether or not he punches harder than Tank, we don't know. We can only speculate. Devin got caught up in exchanging with him because he felt comfortable. He was winning that fight. He was trying to go for the knockout. And I think he learned a very, very valuable lesson in that fight. I don't think we'll ever see him doing that again. But what we also learned is he got rocked, but he didn't get dropped. He didn't get dropped. He had the wherewithal to hold like a motherfucker until he got his wits within him. And he finished the fight strong in round 12. We've never seen Tank hurt. I haven't seen him hurt or buzzed or whatnot. I just recently saw where Shakur said he was hurt to the body versus Valdez. So whether we know if Tank has been hurt or not, I don't know. But I just feel like that was a really good learning lesson for Devin. You know how some people have to hit their head over and over again before they learn the lesson? I don't think Devin, I don't think Devin is that kind of person. I think he learned his lesson with Linares in trying to go in there and have a fan-pleasing fight. So I don't know, something within me, and it's not just the Don Julio guys, because I told this to my friend when I was sober. She couldn't wait for me to share this with y'all because she knew it was going to go over like it's going over. I just feel like Devin is a smart fighter, and he moves well enough to stay away from Matias's power. And up until the 10th round, those are the championship rounds. You're tired. You're fatigued. And I always tell y'all, fatigue makes cowards of us all. He could have got dropped. He could have sat in his corner and said, I can't come out. But he came back out. He did what he had to do to make it through that fight. He had already gathered enough rounds to win that fight. So I just feel like y'all kind of shortchanged Devin a little bit because he hasn't shown you the power. And I really believe that you will see more power from him when he gets into his more comfortable weight class.
Y'all be in these comments lying. Y'all been in these comments lying.
What they saying, friend?
Ryan hurt Tank.
Who said that?
Rolo in the photo. I'm just reading through the comments. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all ain't never seen Tank hurt Buzz, where he had to hold on to a motherfucker for 2 rounds to get his shit together. I want y'all to stop that shit. Don't say that shit no more. Y'all ain't never seen Tank hurt. And none of these boxers, one of these boxers, the only boxer at 135 that got enough to put something on him, motherfuckers calling him old and shit.
Who?
Our Texas folk.
Who?
Frank.
Oh, well, yeah, Tank has the power. Tank definitely, Frank definitely has the power. He has the power to hurt it. And as quiet as it's kept, big dog, I feel like he's not going to exercise his WBA mandatory to fight Devin. If Devin wins against Loma, and please know, y'all, I am not looking past Loma. This is just us talking and going through scenarios. I don't think Tank is going to try to exercise his WBA mandatory against Devin. I don't. I really don't. Y'all gonna let him ride and skate with not fighting Devin at 135, and y'all gonna keep buying them lame ass fucking pay-per-views that he fighting a bunch of nobodies against. He gonna find another Lopez, Garcia, Fernandez to fight. And y'all gonna be cool with that. Whatever. But Tank gonna have to fight somebody soon. And Tank has Frank Martin on his side of the street that's there waiting for him. Okay. Y'all know Frank is a friend of the show, and I do believe that he has the power to tighten him up a little bit. I think that would be a phenomenal fight. If Frank doesn't exercise his WBA mandatory to fight Devin Haney after, and if Devin beats Lomachenko, who do y'all want to see him fight next? Friend, who you want to see Tank fight next if he don't fight Devin?
Matias.
At 140?
At 140? Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Tank said he's not going to 140. So, Frank, why not?
That's all I'm saying. Why not? Why not, Frank? I'm with you, Knockout. I only want to see Devin. But Tank's handlers are talking about everybody but Devin. They're talking about Pitbull Cruz rematches. They're talking about Teofimo Lopez fights.
Why are we even the discussion about Tank and Pitbull too? All of this shit is embarrassing. Tank better get his ass in the goddamn ring with Shakur or Devin. Frank is the next option. If you can't get if you can't get Shakur or Devin, and if Frank beat Tank, it's gonna be a whole lot of different discussions.
Let me answer this question, Thomas. Okay. Hi, Thomas. How you doing? I see you in a lot of the other chats. Thomas says, Nik J, with all due respect, thank you for the respect. He says, besides Loma's this fight, which Devin said he was old and washed 3 years ago, who has Devin fought? Why does Tank only get the brunt of this judgment and not others? Well, let me tell you why for me, Thomas. Tank has clearly solidified himself as the A side in the 135 division. And Tank, by words of Leonard Ellery, has said he fights who he wants to fight. So my question is, if you call yourself and you have proclaimed yourself the face of boxing, Not the face of just the 135-pound division, but the face of whole boxing. Yet there is a fellow who is actually the king of your division, who holds all the belts, who is the unified, who is the undisputed champion in your actual weight division. Why would you not seek to validate your claim as the face of boxing by beating that person? That's why it falls on Tank for me at this point, because you are the A side. Why do you keep picking Hispanics with the last name Garcia and Lopez and all these other folks that you fighting? Why would you not seek to validate yourself as the whole face of boxing by crushing the undisputed champion in your weight division? Why would you not do that? But in the same breath, you tell me you are the undeniable face of boxing. Do not piss on me and tell me it's rain. God damn it. No. If you are him, as my friend says, if you are Himothy, as my friend says, if you are that guy, then you got to goddamn get your goddamn ass in the ring and prove it. Okay? You got to beat that man. You got to whoop his pillow-fisted ass. Okay? You can't tell me that somebody else is worth fighting when there's somebody else in your division. They got all the belts. All of them. I don't give a goddamn how he got them. He got them. You say you better than him. Show me. And he gets all of that because he is the self-proclaimed face of boxing. If that's what you say you are, then show me. Show me. And if you can't show me, shut your goddamn ass up. Okay? That's it. That's all. TD Harden, thank you for coming through. He says, lightweights don't want no parts of Frank Hart. Is Frank the new boogeyman at 135? Is he? Is he the new boogeyman at 135? I don't know. Okay, so we talked about a lot tonight. Okay, we went over our 2-hour limit. We are pushing 2 hours and 15 minutes. Friend, there was one other thing. I don't know if we didn't get into it. Is Richardson Hitchens ducking Subriel Matias? What do you think, friend?
I don't know, man. I hate to say that man ducking. They saying he's the future. But I don't know, man. They gave you an opportunity. You that nigga, take it. Take it. So for you to be for Montana Love ain't gonna shake shit and let somebody kick that fucking dog. I wish somebody would kick that fucking dog and maybe Montana Love will want to fight. Other than that, he turning niggas out of the ring, being weird and shit. I don't know. Either way, I don't like it. I don't know. I want to say that he is that guy, but I just don't know. That's all I can say.
You know, it's a lot that we are not privy to as just fans of boxing. And that's what I am, y'all. I am a boxing fan. I do not claim to be anything except but a boxing fan. I'm not a boxing expert. I watch a lot of boxing. I know what I'm looking at when I watch boxing, but I am a boxing fan. You can call me a boxing super fan if you want to. So I understand that there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes, business-wise, that may not make sense to us as general boxing fans. So I don't know if I want to just go out there and say that this man is ducking. Yet. However, it seems a little bit suspicious, I will say. And so I am just going to sit in my rocking chair like Miss Celia did on The Color Purple, and I'm going to see what color the walls is going to be when everything is said and done. Okay? That's all I can do at this point. But it seems real interesting to me. Okay? Friend, is there anything else that you wanted to talk to the great people about today?
I hear that buzzing. You already know I don't know. Anyways, yes, I do. I just want to tell y'all something. I know it's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of people with children and all those good things. We are not our children's friends. A lot of us grew up in a time where we feared our parents. We were very much afraid of them, so we were not able to do the things that we were able to do. I know these people told y'all this is not how you should parent. You should listen to your kids. They got feelings. They are allowed to have feelings, but you as a parent need to learn how to decipher what is good and what is not good for our children. Y'all kids are wild. Our kids are wild. We are the parents of the now, the adults of the day. How we are the adults in the room is crazy. We were the kids. But a lot of these kids ain't got role models. They don't have parents because their mamas is still in the club. Their daddies ain't there. They pretty much raising themselves. They in the streets. These kids have access to guns. They fighting. They trying to shoot each other. Crazy shit. As a parent, go wake your kid up right now and just whoop their ass for good measure. And I'm saying that because we got away from being able to whoop our kids as discipline. Sometimes you got to whoop your kids. That talking to them and all that constructive shit that we be trying to put out because we don't want to be looked at a certain way, we need to do it. These kids are off the chain. And there's some people, if you're from Baltimore, you know what I'm talking about. These kids, a 14-year-old almost got shot in the face the other day. A group of teenagers got on the bus and the gun misfired and almost killed this baby on the bus. Monitor the amount of money that you're giving these kids. They are putting their money together, buying guns, and leaving it at the irresponsible friend's house. I'm telling you these things because I'm a parent to a teenager. I go through my son's shit. Go through them phones. Check that shit. Don't allow them to be around people that they're going to do at school. But you control what go on in your home as far as electronics, the things that they're watching, the things that they're listening to. If you have a young kid, it ain't no reason for them to know the songs on the radio. Please put some music on that kid can learn from, because we have gotten away from nurturing our children and allowing them to raise themselves and thinking of us as friends. They're not friends. Whoop your fucking kids. Put some back in that back. Maybe we can start changing some of this crazy stuff that's happening with these kids. They need role models. Real bad. They need somebody to look up to. You fathers, you dads. I know it's a lot of good dads in here. I'm not speaking to y'all. But if you have kids and you are not an active parent in that child's life, I beg you. Think about your kid being that kid on the bus and almost getting shot. You failed as your opportunity to be a parent. So I'm going to get off my parent box, but I beg y'all to parent your child. Do not allow them to parent themselves. There's nothing wrong with disciplining your children. These kids need to fear their parents. We need to bring back a time where these kids didn't have so many choices. Give them choices, but don't allow them to rule your home. You be in control of your house. So y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all on Sunday after King Canelo with some ass. Y'all come back and hang out with us. We do all this good stuff here. So yeah, parent your kids, please. I beg of thee. Because if you can't parent your kid, I'm sure your kid has a friend that's a parent that's probably whooping your kid's ass for you. Because I was doing it all last summer to where my friend was like, you need to get them kids out your house. I was raising people's kids. A lady left her kid at my house for 8 days. And I didn't hear nor see from her. But I had to parent her son. Because if I didn't do it, the streets was going to do it.
And that's the thing. Folks get mad when they get hemmed up in them streets. But you ain't teach them nothing at home. Yeah, okay. I'm not, my friend said it all. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm not gonna say fuck them kids, but what I will say is kids crave correction. They desire discipline. There's nothing wrong with saying no. Okay. Sometimes you got to say no. Okay. They need to know how to adjust to no. They need to know how to adjust to what their agenda is, because everything ain't going to go their way. They need to learn that at home first, because if the first time they hear no or something doesn't go their way outside of the house, they're not going to know how to react and respond. Okay. And then they're going to end up in some trouble that you can't get them out of as their parents. Okay. And it's not going to be nobody's fault but your own. Okay. So with that, y'all have a fantabulous weekend. Happy Cinco de Mayo. My cup is empty. You know, I had a funky good time. The Don Julio was Don Julioing up in this thing. I have a couple of super chats. Tevis, he says, you already beat Pitbull with one hand. So what can you possibly prove by fighting him again? Tank Street King. Go see the real king, because there can only be one king. That's what I'm talking about, Tevis Smith. That's exactly what I'm saying. And TD Harden comes back and he says, yes, he is. Now, we way removed from whatever that comment was talking about, but yes, he is. And we thank you, TD Harden, for that super chat. Okay. Y'all have a fantabulous weekend. We again will see y'all back on Sunday. Now listen, if something happens on Saturday evening that is not expected, we shall see y'all with an immediate show reaction. Okay. But I surmise we'll see you guys on Sunday to talk about everything that happened over the weekend. And hopefully maybe we'll get some kind of new news in the boxing world. Okay. We love y'all so much. Thank you for all the Facebook folks who tuned in. Share this episode. Like it if y'all haven't liked it. If y'all been in here talking good shit to each other and to us, and y'all haven't hit the like button, please do so. Please do so. And to my good brother KO, we will be tuned in. Okay. We want to know what's going on with that debate series, honey. And y'all have a funky good weekend. Okay. Enjoy your tequila and whatever else you'll be drinking. Drink responsibly. Okay. And mind your tone and delivery. We love y'all. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Bye.